Good morning, everyone. Last class we have seen placement of parts and routing between components in detail. Today we will see photo plotter, panning and zooming in PCB. Okay, everyone. In the PPT, everyone go to slide number 2. The image in the slide number 2 shows the photo plotter. This photo plotter is similar to the printer or plotter which we are using. Why we need this photo plotter means, till now we have seen how to generate schematic diagram, that is a circuit diagram in the PCB designing tool, and after that we'll be generating the netlist from the schematic diagram. From the netlist we'll be obtaining the PCB layout, and after that we'll be placing the component and routing the connections. Okay, after making all these in a software, we'll be fabricating in a PCB in real world. For that, one can do the PCB fabrication by self or can take it to the any PCB fabrication house. PCB fabrication house means is nothing but a PCB fabrication company. The company which fabricates PCB. Okay, there are several companies for manufacturing or designing the PCBs. So you can give your design to those PCB fabrication house, and they will produce the design in the PCB board and give it to you. In terms of a bulk order also we can place it like that. So in those case, in PCB fabrication house they'll be using this photo plotter. This photo plotter is used for transferring image. Already we have seen image transfer as one of the manufacturing steps in designing single-sided or double-sided PCB board. Okay, that image transfer is done by using photo plotter in PCB fabrication house. Photo plotter is used to generate a photo plot. It is used for creating photo plot. Photo plot is extremely detailed computer printout on a transparent material. The transparent material means it is nothing but a film. That is, this photo plotter is used for producing extremely detailed computer printout on transparent material, that is film. Okay, that is, in image transfer we'll be obtaining the image on the photographic film. Likewise, here we are having the all detailed computer print in this transparent material, this film. This film is used to produce PCB with high resolution, and it is used for generating small features. By using this photo plotter, we can have high resolution printout, as well as using this we can print even small features available in the PCB design. So we are preferring this photo print plotter compared to normal plotter and so on. Okay, and this uses some design files. Okay, this photo plotter is simply a plotter that writes with light. Okay, a normal printer will be having ink, and that ink will be printing over the paper. Here we are having the light. That light will be printing on the film. Okay, here in photo plotter we are using light to print on the film. This photo plotter generally uses some design files. Okay, that is how to print on the film. It is given by design file, and that design file is known as Gerbers. Go to slide number 3. There in slide number 3, there is an image, and that image shows several Gerber files. See, go to slide number 3. If you see the image in the slide number 3, we are having several files with an extension .gbr, and all these files are Gerber file. This with the extension .gbr. These files has the information of what to do in the PCB board. Okay. So these Gerber files are produced by PCB design layout tool. In the PCB design layout tool itself, we can produce these design files, that is, it is known as Gerber files. These Gerber files are produced by the PCB design layout tool, and it is a standard file format which can be used by all the PCB fabrication house. That is, irrespective of the PCB manufacturing company, it is a standard Gerber file. This Gerber file can be given to any PCB manufacturer. Okay. Then let's go to the next slide, the slide number 4. In slide number 4, we will see how this Gerber file is useful in photoplotter. This Gerber file, that is a design file, only says what the photoplotter has to do. So what tool should be used for plotting this design on the film, and when to use the tool and when not to use the tool. Okay. Then while plotting the image on the film, where the photo plotter should go after plotting this, and it should be a straight line or it should be arc. All those information is given to the photo plotter by means of the Gerber file. This Gerber file is nothing but the design file with the extension .gbr. It is generated by PCB design layout tool. Next, this photo plotter is of two types. One is vector photo plotter, another one is raster photo plotter. We will see one by one. Go to slide number 6. The right hand side image in the slide number 6 shows a vector photo plotter. That is a vector photo plotter. The image in the left side shows a plotter which has a pen. If you see the image closely, means you can see a pen which is writing something on the piece of paper. Likewise, in vector photo plotter provided in the right hand side of slide number 5, sorry, in slide number 6, we can have a light passing through the PCB board. So in vector photo plotter, we'll be having light passing through the PCB board for making PCB design in the film. Okay. Like the pen drawing something in the piece of paper, we are having light drawing the PCB design in the film as shown in the figure provided in the right hand side of slide number 6. Okay. This right hand side image shows the vector photo plotter. Next, go to slide number 7. The slide number 7 shows the construction of vector photo plotter. This vector photo plotter writes with the help of light. Okay. See the image provided in the slide number 7. The vector photo plotter includes a light source. Okay. We'll be having a light source, and after that we'll having some optics. That optic is nothing but lens. We'll be having some lens, and then we are having aperture wheel. Aperture wheel means there is some circular wheel. That wheel is known as aperture wheel. Then we are having a shutter. The shutter is similar to the shutter available in the camera. That camera will be closing and opening. Likewise, in this vector photo plotter also, we can close and open to allow or not allow the light to pass into the film. Below the shutter, we are having another optics just to focus on a particular part on the film. Okay. And several optics, there are several lenses are provided there to particularly focus on a part of a film. And that film is available on the XY table. This XY table is nothing but a table with the XY plot. That is, we are locating a part of the film by means of its x and y axis. Okay. So before seeing about the aperture wheel, we will see what do you mean by aperture. Okay, apertures are a piece of film which is made of any shape. That is, this aperture will also be available in camera. This aperture is used to set how much light the lens lets in. That is, larger opening means it will allow more light to pass through. If it is a smaller opening means it will allow only few amount of, that is less amount of light to pass through. Okay, this aperture will be like a hole to pass the light from the light source. Okay, here in the aperture wheel we are having several holes. See in the image, there are several circles in the aperture wheel. That is similar to the hole, and that is the aperture in the aperture wheel. This aperture wheel is a disc with 24 or 70 apertures. This aperture wheel can have 24 to 70 apertures, and all those apertures are arranged radially along its circumferences. See, these apertures is available only on the circumference of the aperture wheel. That is along the perimeter of the circle available. When the photoflotter selects a particular aperture, this aperture is of different sizes. The photoflotter can choose any aperture depending upon the design. Okay, when the photoflotter selects an aperture, the aperture wheel will be rotated to place the desired aperture between the source and the film. Okay, this wheel will be rotated to make the desired aperture in the path of light passing from light source to the film. Okay. Here, passing light through the aperture without moving the aperture is known as flash. We are passing light through the aperture. Aperture means is nothing but a hole like film. We are passing light through it without moving the aperture. This is known as flash. We are moving the aperture and passing light means it is draw. Okay. Here in vector photoflotter, we don't have flash and draw apertures interchangeably. We can't use flash and draw apertures interchangeably in vector plotter. So this is a bit disadvantage in vector photoflotter. Okay. Why we are using this flash and draw means it is for drawing surface mount pads and tracks. I hope you all remember what do you mean by pads and tracks. Once again repeating, what is a pad and what is tracker. Pad means the surface mount pad is normally used on the surface board to place the surface mount components on it. And the track is used for providing interconnections between 2 points on the PCB board. Okay. For drawing pads, this light source will be flashed on and off, exposing the pad on the film. Okay. To draw the pad on the film, this light source will be flashing on and off. For drawing track on the film, the light will be left on. Okay. Track is nothing but interconnection between different points on the PCB board. So for drawing track, light will be on and the head moves drawing the track on the film. Head means nothing but the tip available closer to the film provided in the image. That head, that is known as head. And that will draw the track on the film by keeping the light source on and moving wherever the track should be drawn. Okay. For this purpose only we are having flash and draw in this vector photoflotter. Next, we will see what are the drawbacks of vector photoflotter. In vector photoflotter, the setting time of aperture wheel is very much high. It is a time consuming process. Why it is a time consuming process means this aperture wheel is mounted and aligned manually by some human person. So this setting up of aperture wheel is a time consuming process. Okay, and then to control this time consuming and also the setup cost, we are going for a standard set of apertures. Standard set of aperture means, see in the in the aperture wheel, we saw so many aperture, that is so many holes. All those apertures are set as a standardized size, and those standard set of apertures can be used by all fabrication house. Fabrication house means this is a PCB fabrication companies. That is a manufacturer of PCB boards. Okay. Here in vector photoporter, we have to include a separate aperture file other than Gerber file. We will be including Gerber file. This Gerber file is a design file. Additional to that, we'll be having aperture file also separately, because the standard Gerber file doesn't provide any information about the shape of aperture. See, we have already seen this aperture can be of different sizes as well as in different shape. It can be of rectangular shape, or circle shape, or oval shape, like that. So the shape of the aperture will be provided in the separate file, that is known as aperture file. Okay, this Gerber file provides the design information. The aperture file provides the shape and size information of the aperture. We are including a separate file, that is aperture file. This may cause a misinterpretation in case of designer using in PCB fabrication house. That is, this aperture file may be in out of sync with the Gerber file used in the PCB fabrication house. That is, in the manufacturing company, the aperture file and the Gerber file will mismatch sometimes. So these are the drawbacks of vector photoporter. So nowadays we are preferring raster photoporter than vector photoporter. Go to slide number 9. The right hand side image in slide number 9 shows the raster photoporter. This is how a raster photoporter will looks like. The left hand side image shows the genre settings to be chosen on the raster photoporter. There, if you see, means the red arrow indicates the raster file format. In raster photoporter, we'll be using raster file format, and on the right hand side, model is chosen. That is, model means what is the model of the raster photoporter we are using. So which company it is and which model. Like that we'll be having. If you're having a phone means we'll be having several model. The Samsung J7 or J2, like that we are having. Similarly, for a raster photoplotter, we are having different models and depending upon the manufacturer, and that model will be chosen. And this setting is similar to the your printer setting which you are giving in your printer which you are using. Okay, here we will be choosing raster file format and the model which we are using. Okay, and this raster photoplotter is also known as laser photoplotter because it uses laser light to pass through the film. In vector photoplotter, a normal light is allowed to write on the film. Here in raster or laser photoplotter, we will be using laser to pass through the film for drawing the design. That is for transferring the image on the photographic film. This raster photoplotter will use a aperture list rather than aperture wheel. In vector photoplotter, we used aperture wheel, but in raster photoplotter, we'll be using aperture list. This aperture list is provided in slide number 10. So everyone can look the image is provided in slide number 10. The image shown in slide number 10 is the aperture list. This aperture uses f-stop scale. F-stop scale, that is the number given around the circle f by 2.5 8, f by 4, f by 5.6 up to f by 16, or f stop number. If we are having lower f stop number means the lens opening will be large and more light can be allowed to flow through the lens. Okay. Here in the image provided in the slide number 10, the left side circle, the circle available in the left end is f by 2.8. The circle available in the right end is f by 16. So if the value in the denominator is less means the value will be greater. So f by 2.8 is larger compared to f by 16. So this f by 2.8 is a larger value of f stop. So this f stop value has large lens opening. See in the image we are having a lens which is similar to your camera, and the opening that is other than the shaded portion, that blank portion is the opening we are considering here. So the opening is wide when compared to f by 16 because here we are having lower f stop number. Okay. So here we are having larger opening, and then if the f stop number is lower means we will be having smaller lens opening and the light comes through the lens will be lesser. See f by 16. So here we are having small f stop number. So this f stop number will make the lens to smaller size and the light coming from the lens will be very less. So here we can see a aperture list from f by 2.8 to f by 16. After f by 2.8 we are having f by 4. The lens size in f by 4 is somewhat smaller than the lens size in f by 2.8, and likewise the lens size decreases as we go through the scale from left to right. See the f by 16 has very small lens size, so only small amount of light will be allowed to pass through the lens. Okay. So this list represented in f-stop scale is known as aperture list. Okay. Next, we'll see the advantages of aperture list in raster photo plotter. This aperture list provides apertures of different shapes, which will be flexible for the designers. Okay. Here we are having different aperture shapes provided in the aperture list itself. And then these aperture shapes are also defined in the Gerber file itself. Okay. Here in raster photo plotter, the aperture shape is also given in the Gerber file itself. Here we are using extended Gerber file, so only it includes aperture shape itself. In vector photo plotter, we used standard Gerber file, so there we didn't have aperture shape and all. Here we are in raster photo plotter, we are using extended Gerber file, so we are having inbuilt aperture shapes in the Gerber file itself. So we don't need any additional aperture file. In vector photo plotter, we'll be having an additional file known as aperture file, which describes the shape of the aperture. But in raster photo plotter, the Gerber file itself includes the shape of the aperture. So in raster photo plotter, there is no need of separate aperture file. The extended Gerber file itself is enaved here. So here there is no misinterruption between the designer and the PCB fabrication house, because in the Gerber file itself we are having all the details of the aperture. So this drawback is overcome in raster photo plotter than vector photo plotter. And also here we can have more number of apertures specified in the aperture list compared to that of vector photoplotter. So these are the advantages of raster photoplotter in terms of aperture list than the vector photoplotter. Here in raster photoplotter, the extended Gerber file which we are using is RS274X, and this extended Gerber file contains all aperture definition needed by the design. In vector photoplotter, we used standard Gerber file, that is RS274D, that is used to define all apertures in the design in a separate external aperture list. Okay. In standard Gerber file, we'll be having a separate aperture file. In that only, all the aperture details needed for design will be described, and that standard Gerber file is used in vector photoplotter. In raster photoplotter, we are using extended Gerber file. Okay. I hope you all are clear about vector photoplotter and raster photoplotter. Next, we will go on to the topic panning and zooming. Okay, zooming means I hope you all know what is a zooming in and zooming out. In images and all, you will be zooming in to see a specific part of the image in a large size. Zooming out means we'll be seeing the overall image in a short size. The same only, the zooming in and zooming out is available in PCB board. PCB board designing tool. Why you need the zooming in and zooming out in PCB board means to place the components as well as to route between different components. We need the zooming in and zooming out option. Here in slide number 12, the window shows an icon selected. See, I hope you all can see an icon in the toolbar. That is similar to a lens that is selected by means of some orange color. You can see a lens. That lens shaped icon is known as zoom button. Okay, that is zoom button. In this PCB designing tool, you will be using the zoom button to zooming in and zooming out. To zooming in, you will click the zoom button and you will press the part just to be zooming out, and you will be dragging up. You will be clicking a part which is to be zoomed in, and you will be dragging the mouse upwards so that that part will be zoomed in. Zoomed in means that part will be enlarged so that you can have the clear view or the enlarged view of that particular part. To zoom out, you will also click the zoom button provided in the toolbox in that window. That zoom button is the lens. I hope you all can see the lens shaped icon. That is a zoom button. For zooming out, you will be choosing that lens shaped icon, that is a zoom button, and which part should be zoomed out. That is, which part should be shown in smaller size should be clicked and dragged down. Okay. For zooming out, you'll be clicking and dragging down. For zooming in, you'll be clicking and dragging up. For both zooming in and zooming out, you'll be pressing that zoom button. The zoom button is the lens shaped icon. In that window, it is chosen in orange shaded. Okay. I hope now you are clear in zooming in and zooming out. Next, you will see panning. So what do you mean by panning means? Panning is keeping the specific part of the PCB in focus by blurring the background. Panning means this panning will also be used in photographic technology. For that is in DSLR photo camera also will be using this panning technology. That is to zooming a particular part and while making the surrounding area to be blur. Nowadays in a mobile camera also we are having these option. That is only panning. This panning means keeping the specific part of the PCB in focus while blurring the background. Okay, the particular part of the PCB will be in focus. The remaining background portion will be blurred, so that we can see the particular part of the PCB in focus. Okay, for panning, we will be choosing a button known as mirror mask button. Okay, I have provided the screenshot of this mirror mask button in the Skype chat room. If you go back and see the Skype chat room, I have posted this mirror mask button. I have posted an image showing the mirror mask button. I request you all to open that image. So in that, so எல்லாரும் இந்த image open பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? ஒரு image வந்து Skype chat roomல வந்து post பண்ணியிருக்கேன். அது கீழே வந்து image showing mirror task button போட்டிருக்கேன். ஸோ அந்த இமேஜை கிளிக் பண்ணி ஓப்பன் பண்ணீங்கன்னா ஸோ அங்கே நீங்கள் பார்க்கலாம் ஒரு ஃபில்டர் மாதிரி ஒரு ஐகான் வந்து ஆரஞ்ச் ஷேடு அதை சூஸ் பண்ண மாதிரி இருக்கும். அதுதான் என்னன்னா மிரர் மாஸ்க் பட்டன். ஓகே, ஸோ எல்லாரும் அந்த ஐகான் பார்த்துருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ ஸ்கைப் சாட் ரூம்ல போஸ்ட் பண்ண அந்த இமேஜ் கீழே இமேஜ் ஷோயிங் மிரர் பாஸ் பட்டன் போட்டிருக்கேன். ஸோ அந்த இமேஜ் எடுத்து ஓப்பன் பண்ணி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஸோ அங்கே ஃபில்டர் ஷேப்டு ஒரு ஐகான் செலக்ட் ஆகிருக்கும் மேலே டூல் பார்ல. That button is mirror mask button. Okay, for panning you'll be choosing that mirror mask button and you'll be clicking alt key and you'll be hold and drag the part of the PCB which should be panned. Panned means that is to make a clear view of a specific part in focus and blurring the background. Okay, ஸோ ஸ்பெசிஃபிக் பார்ட்டை மட்டும் நம்ம ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணிட்டு பேக்ரவுண்டை பிளர் பண்ணுறதான் பேன்னு சொல்கிறோம். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி பேன் பண்ணுறதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணுறோம், அந்த ஐகான் நேம் வந்து என்னது, மிரர் மாஸ்க் பட்டன். Okay, that icon is mirror mask button. You'll be choosing that mirror mask button and you'll be choosing alt key in the keyboard and you'll be clicking and dragging the part which should be panned. Okay, you can use this mirror mask button for also zooming option. So for zooming in and zooming out, you'll be using this mirror mask button and you'll be pressing control key in the keyboard. You will be pressing this control key and you will be clicking and drag up to zoom in the particular part. For zooming out, you will be pressing the control key and click and drag down for zooming out the particular part. For panning as well as for zooming, we can use this mirror mask button. Okay. The PPT, we are in the slide number 13. We are having a video. This video will be visible only if you are using a laptop. If you can view that video for how it is panned and how it is zoomed using zoom button as well as mirror mask button. If some of you is not using a laptop means I have posted the YouTube link for panning and zooming in the Skype chat box. In that chat room, I have posted the YouTube video link and I have named below panning and zooming video link. ஸோ இந்த ஸ்கைப்பில் மெசேஜ் டைப் பண்ணுற மாதிரி இந்த சேட் பாக்ஸ் இருக்கா. ஸோ அங்கே போனீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு யூடியூப் வீடியோ லிங்க் வந்து பேனிங் அண்ட் ஜூமிங்க்கு நான் போஸ்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். ஸோ லேப்டாப் யூஸ் பண்ணாதவங்க ஃபோனில் இந்த வீடியோ பார்க்கணும்னா இந்த லிங்கை கிளிக் பண்ணி அந்த வீடியோ பாருங்க. அந்த வீடியோக்கு கீழே பேனிங் அண்ட் ஜூமிங் வீடியோ லிங்க் நான் வந்து போஸ்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். ஸோ அந்த அதை கிளிக் பண்ணிட்டு நீங்கள் என்ன பார்க்கலாம்னா ஸோ எப்படி அந்த பேனிங் எப்படி ஜூமிங் பண்ணுறாங்கன்னு பாருங்க. இட் இஸ் a 1 minute video. So we'll wait for 2 minutes so that everyone can see that video. லேப்டாப் யூஸ் பண்றவங்க பிபிடில போஸ்ட் பண்ற 13 சைடை டபுள் கிளிக் பண்ணாலே அந்த வீடியோ ப்ளே ஆகும். லேப்டாப் இல்லாதவங்க மொபைல்ல வந்து ஸ்கைப் யூஸ் பண்றவங்க ஸ்கைப் சாட் ரூம்ல போஸ்ட் பண்ணியிருக்க அந்த பேனிங் அண்ட் ஜூமிங் வீடியோ லிங்க் கிளிக் பண்ணி எப்படி பேனிங் எப்படி ஜூமிங் நடக்குதுன்னு பார்க்கலாம். ஓகே, எல்லாரும் பேனிங் அண்ட் ஜூமிங் அந்த வீடியோ பார்த்துருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ அந்த வீடியோலையும் எப்படி கிளியரா அந்த ஜூம் பட்டன் யூஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம எப்படி ஜூம் பண்றோம். ஸோ ஜூம் பண்ணணும்னா we have to click the zoom button and click and drag up for zooming in, click and drag down the specific part on the PCB for zooming out. You can also use mirror mask button for zooming in and zooming out. For that you will be pressing the mirror mask button. For zooming in you will be pressing control on the keyboard as well as click and drag up on the specified part to zooming in. For zooming out you will be pressing the control key available in the keyboard and you will be click and drag downwards in the specific part to zoom out that particular part. For panning you will be using the same icon, that is mirror mask button available in the toolbox. After choosing the mirror mask button you will be pressing the alt key available in the keyboard and click and drag the specific part to pan it. Panning means to keep the specific part of the PCB in focus and blurring the background area. For that we'll be using panning. The zooming and panning is used for placing the components in some complicated circuits as shown in the figure provided in the slide 12. If you see the figure in the slide 12, the circuit is very much complex. See, there are so many components placed and so many rules established. So for placing the components and for routing, that is for providing link between different components, we have to go for panning and zooming in PCB design tool. And that is only explained by means of the video provided in the slide 13. If you can't see the slide 13 video, then you can refer the YouTube link which I have posted in the Skype chat room. Okay, I hope everyone have got some more clear idea about panning and zooming. Next, we will see the commercial fabrication houses. Go to slide number 14. See the slide number 14 shows the PCB board manufactured in bulk order. Okay. Normally, the PCB fabrication houses, there is a PCB manufacturing company will manufacture PCB in large numbers, that is in bulk orders. See as such shown in the figures provided in the slide number 14. So for that only we'll be using this photo plotter. There are two types of photo plotter as we have seen already, vector photo plotter and raster photo plotter. And in slide number 15 also we are having another one video which shows how PCB some manufacturing and assembly is done in commercial fabrication houses, that is in PCB manufacturing companies. If you are using laptop means you can double click that video and view that. If you are using mobile means you can use the YouTube link. I have provided the YouTube link in the Skype chat box. Below it I have given the name commercial fabrication houses. So you can view that YouTube video. It is of 1 minute. So you can see it. Okay, எல்லாரும் அந்த யூடியூப் வீடியோ பார்த்துட்டீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ எப்படி பிசிபி ஃபேப்ரிகேஷன் ஹவுஸ், தட் இஸ் பிசிபி மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் கம்பெனிஸ்ல எப்படி பிசிபி மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்றாங்கன்னு. ஸோ அந்த வீடியோ வந்து பிசிபி போகோ இஸ் அ சைனா மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் கம்பெனி. இஸ் அ சைனா பிசிபி மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் கம்பெனி. அந்த அந்த வீடியோவில் வந்து நீங்கள் என்ன பார்த்துருப்பீங்கன்னா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் யூ மைட் ஹாவ் சீன் ட்ரில்லிங் ப்ராசஸ். Okay, there is a machine placed the drilling holes in the PCB board, and that machine has 6 heads. You might have seen 2 drilling process by means of 2 machines, and that first machine has 6 heads. 6 heads means there is 6 provisions in which drilling can be done on the same board. So on the 6 headல நீங்க அட் அ டைம் அந்த போர்ட்ல வந்து, அதாவது ஒரு பிசிபி போர்ட்ல வந்து நீங்க ஹோல்ல வந்து ட்ரில் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ அனதர் ஒன் இஸ் அன் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஷோயிங் 4 பிசிபி ஹெட் மிஷின். ஸோ அட் அ டைம் யூ கேன் ஹாவ் 4 பிசிபி ஹோல்ஸ் இன் த பிசிபி மிஷின். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி 2 ட்ரில்லிங் மிஷின்ஸ் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. நான் அதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன பார்த்துருப்பீங்கன்னா, லேடி வில் பி pouring some paste and will be pasting it, that is solder paste. ஸோ ஒரு சால்டர் பேஸ்ட் போர் பண்ணி அதை வந்து எப்படி பேஸ்ட் பண்றாங்கன்னு ஒரு 2 seconds வீடியோ காமிச்சிருப்பாங்க. ஆஃப்டர் தட் எப்படி வந்து அசம்பிள் பண்றாங்க நீங்க பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. ஸோ அந்த ட்ரில்லிங் ப்ராசஸ் அந்த அசம்பிளி ப்ராசஸ் வந்து ஸோ அந்த வீடியோவில் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க நீங்க. ஸோ இது வந்து பிசிபி போகோ இஸ் அ மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் கம்பெனி இன் சைனா. ஸோ அங்கே வந்து எப்படி பிசிபி மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ணுறாங்கன்னு இந்த வீடியோவில் எல்லாரும் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. ஸோ ஐ ஹோப் யூ ஆல் clear how PCB manufacturing is done in PCB fabrication houses. So we will conclude today's classes in a short note. So today we have seen about photo plotter. We'll be using this photo plotter to transfer image on the photographic film, that is to write with light on the film. We are using photo plotter. For that we'll be using Gerber file. This Gerber file is nothing but a design file. It says what the photo plotter has to do. And then we are having two types of photo plotter. One is vector photo plotter, another one is raster photo plotter. This vector photo plotter writes with light. We have seen the equipment used for vector photo plotter and the construction of vector photo plotter. This vector photo plotter includes a aperture wheel. This aperture wheel will have several apertures placed on its circumference. Here we'll be having flash and draw method. In vector photo plotter, the flash and draw approach is not interchangeable and it is used for drawing pads and tracks in the PCB board. And we are having some limitations in vector photo plotter. As what are the limitation means? Setting up of aperture wheel is a time consuming process because it is done manually, and then to overcome the setting up process, we are having a standard set of apertures. The standard set of aperture is approved by all the fabrication houses. Here we are having a separate file other than Gerber file, and that file is aperture file. This aperture file provides information about shape of that aperture. Here we are having a separate aperture file and a Gerber file, and this may
Shine Active.
and this separate aperture file and the Gerber file may lead to non-synchronous, that it may be out of synchronous. So these are the drawbacks of vector photo plotter. Then we have seen raster photo plotter and the equipment which is used for raster photo plotting. This raster photo plotter uses laser light for writing in the photographic film. Raster photo plotter uses aperture list. Here also we are using the concept of flash and draw. In raster photo plotter, this flash and draw can be used interchangeably, but in vector photo plotter, flash and draw can't be used interchangeably. So this is overcome in raster photo plotter. Using this aperture list in raster photo plotter, we can have different raster shape as well as different raster size. So we don't need any separate aperture file in raster photo plotter. Only we need the extended Gerber file. This extended Gerber file itself will provide the information about the shape and size of the aperture, so that it will be flexible for the designers, and there is no problem of non-synchronous between the designer and the PCB manufacturing house. So nowadays raster photo plotter is used and it is replacing vector photo plotter. Then we saw panning and zooming. This panning and zooming is generally used for placing parts and routing between different components. This panning and zooming is explained by means of a video, and it is done by means of two buttons. For zooming, we'll be using zoom button. For panning as well as for zooming, we'll be using mirror mask button. And then we saw how mass production of PCB is done in fabrication houses. Okay. Today we have covered all these topics. Next class we will see The details, that is the minimum width of traces, the size of smallest wire, the minimum spacing between the traces, and also between the pads, the minimum spacing between traces and wires, minimum spacing between traces and pads, minimum spacing between wires, minimum spacing between wires and pads. So all these will be discussed in the next class. Okay, that's all today's class. If you have any doubt, you can ask.